Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Dylan here. We have a major update today about Hakeem Jeffries that you don't want to miss. President Trump just called out Hakeem Jeffries, and now they are going to be going after Hakeem Jeffries. This is big news, my friends. So we're going to dive in, but before we do, we're going to read scripture and pray because God comes first. Amen? Comment the word amen in the comment section if you believe that God comes first in your life. And without faith, it is impossible to please God, because anyone who comes to him must believe that he exists and that he rewards those who earnestly seek him. Amen. That's from Hebrews 11:6. And let's pray that all of us continue to seek God, even in the most difficult moments in our life. And my brothers and sisters, congratulations to everyone who has begun investing in the stock market under President Trump. The stock market has been absolutely soaring under the leadership of Donald Trump. We now have a totally free offer linked below, or if you're watching this on your TV, you can take out your phone and scan this QR code. And I also created a free investing tutorial for you to watch as well. And don't worry, you don't need a lot of money to get started. You could literally get started with just a couple bucks. Okay, so holy crap, President Trump just said it's time to criminally charge House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries. Take a listen. President Donald John Trump just shared this. He said this lunatic, Hakeem Low IQ Jeffries, should be charged. The radical left Democrats actually want to destroy our country. President DJT, and then he posted this image of Hakeem Jeffries. He said, should Hakeem Jeffries be charged? Sharing a screenshot of Hakeem Jeffries with the maximum warfare everywhere all the time. And then 3 days later, you can see obviously what took place at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Shooter came in, tried to kill Trump. And then Trump, you can see this video here. You can hear gunshots in the background. Secret Service basically shoving Trump down there. I mean, Trump could have also gotten injured from that too. But people are pointing the finger, and even Donald Trump's pointing the finger at Hakeem himself. What do you guys think? Look at what Hakeem said.
We are in an era of maximum warfare. Everywhere, all the time.
That's like his shtick. His shtick is that. He loves that saying for whatever reason. Maximum warfare everywhere, all the time. That's what he had up on his poster. That's like his thing. And then he was like, I don't give a damn that Trump almost got assassinated.
As it relates to anything that has been said, certainly as it relates to the comment related to maximum warfare everywhere, all the time.
That's like his slogan for whatever reason. He came up with this new slogan, maximum warfare everywhere, all the time. Dude, especially when you have the sitting president who's almost been assassinated how many times now? We're in the middle of a war with Iran. I think the war is basically over, but you guys know what I mean.
In connection with the redistricting battle that Republicans launched, I stand by it. You can continue to criticize me for it. I don't give a damn about your criticism.
I don't give a damn about your criticism. I don't give a damn that Donald Trump got shot in the ear. I don't give a damn. Maximum warfare everywhere all the time, mother effer. Actually, Hakeem Jeffries was quoting this gangster rapper, Notorious B.I.G. He was literally talking about Trump getting impeached.
We are here, sir, because President Trump corruptly abused his power and then he tried to cover it up.
Corruptly abused his power. Do you see this type of language that Hakeem uses about Trump?
And we are here, sir, to follow the facts, apply the law, be guided by the Constitution, and present the truth to the American people. That is why we are here, Mr. Sekulow.
Oh, you're here to give us the facts and give us the truth. Thank you, Hakeem. We trust you with the facts and the truth. I'm being satirical.
And if you don't know, now you know.
Do you know what that is from? If you don't know, now you know. That's from a famous song by a rapper who goes by the name of the Notorious B.I.G. And he has a song called Ready to Die. And in this song called Juicy, he says, I'm blowing up like you thought I would. Call the crib, same number, same hood. It's all good. And if you don't know, now you know N-word. This is what Hakeem Jeffries is quoting. This song by Notorious B.I.G. where they're literally talking about killing, it seems like. I'm blowing up like you thought I would. Oh, maybe that means blowing up like I'm getting famous. Smoking weed and bamboo, sipping in private. But this guy was like a legit gangster. Also friends with P. Diddy. But this dude was like talking about gangster stuff all the time. He got murdered and there was a, big threat with him and these other rappers too. Him and Diddy and all these guys, and you have Hakeem Jeffries up here quoting him.
And if you don't know, now you know.
Yeah, he's quoting that gangster rapper. Isn't that really childish and foolish and also freaking weird? And look at Hakeem Jeffries. He got exposed big time.
Ridiculous ploy because you're so afraid of Zohran Mandami. By the way, when are you endorsing him?
By the way,
do you endorse him for mayor?
First of all, are you
going to endorse him for mayor?
Listen, you're a complete and total embarrassment right now.
Oh, why is that? Because you don't want to answer the question?
Is this supposed to be a video for your failed re-election?
You don't want to answer the question? Do you support Zohran? By the way, did you see his statement yesterday?
Listen.
An embarrassment on October 7th blaming the Jews? You support that? Should he be the Democratic nominee for mayor?
First of all, I don't answer to you.
Should he be the Democratic mayor?
This guy's such a child. What a joke. Look at this. Hakeem was asked about Epstein.
House Oversight Chairman Comer said yesterday on the floor that you had Jeffrey Epstein over for dinner and took money from him back in 2013. This was after he was on the sex offender list. Any comment on that? And will you be holding members accountable regardless of party affiliation if there were any misdeeds related to the Epstein files?
Was that a serious question or a serious statement from malignant clown James Comer? That I had Jeffrey Epstein over for dinner? That I accepted money from Jeffrey Epstein? What's extraordinary to me about the clown show on the other side of the aisle is that they lie with impunity on things that are objectively verifiable. And why do they do that? It's because for months, Republicans have been burying the Jeffrey Epstein files. Not Democrats. Our view continues to be the same. We want to make sure that what the survivors have asked for, which is full and complete transparency in order to bring about accountability, actually happens.
Oh yeah, you guys are the ones who tried to bring out the Epstein files. It's so funny that they blame Trump when they had years to release the files and they didn't do them at all. And as soon as Trump does, oh, Trump's the one trying to hide something. Isn't that just like so idiotic? So this is actually what James Comer said about Hakeem and Epstein.
Colleagues' coordination with Epstein. Another email shows Democrat fundraisers invited Epstein to an event or to meet privately with Hakeem Jeffries as part of their 2013 effort to win a majority. So Hakeem Jeffries' campaign solicited money from Jeffrey Epstein. That's what we found in the last document batch. The files underscore why former President Trump must appear for his deposition. We've subpoenaed him. To date, the Democrats have done nothing to help us secure his appearance. I support full transparency. The Oversight Committee will continue to work to get the truth to the American people and to get justice for the victims. That's our goal of this investigation. With that, I yield back.
So did he or did he not literally try to have Epstein over for dinner? I'm confused here. All right, so President Trump just came out to address the nation. Let's tune in.
I thought we'd be down maybe 20%, and we're up. The stock market's higher now than when we started this war. And I thought oil prices would go to $200, $250. It's at $100 now. And I think you're surprised, and I'm surprised. But even if it went to 200, it would have been worth it. I understood that. We had just set a record.
How amazing is that, my friends? The stock market is soaring under President Trump. If you want to learn how to begin investing, we have a totally free offer right now. You can click the link below, or if you're watching this on your TV, you can take out your phone and scan that QR code. Just download the app. It's totally free to get started. It's never too late, and who knows, maybe you can even learn so you can help your children or your grandchildren as well. Personally, I started investing, and now my investments are up over $60,000. One of you guys even messaged me saying that you're up over $13,000. I believe this is the best time to start investing while Trump is president, because he's the best leader, and the stock market has been hitting record numbers under his leadership. So don't let this opportunity pass you by. Take it as your sign. It's totally free, and I break it down easy for you. I even have a free tutorial that I created just for you. It's all in the description box or pinned in the comments. So here's Professor Nez on Hakeem, guys. Let's listen in.
President Trump is pleading with the worthless GOP for some help, just a little bit of help, because they don't do a damn thing. And he's now calling for Hakeem Jeffrey Epstein, one of the worst DEI hires in the history of Congress, to be removed from office. Plus,
was he a DEI hire? I didn't know that. It's kind of funny.
You got to stick around. He went on a rampage. I mean, posting some amazing stuff. This video of this absolute, destitute, walking abomination. Congresswoman with the purple hair. Oh, wait till you see what President Trump posts about her. And Lee Zeldin, when she tried to actually question somebody who's actually qualified, who actually has merit for their job, and then don't go anywhere. Wait till you see what this magistrate judge in D.C. actually said about the White House correspondence shooter, Alan Cole, in court today. It's going to blow your mind. But first, check this out. President Trump posted this late Sunday night saying, Hakeem Jeffries, a low IQ individual, said our Supreme Court is illegitimate. After saying such a thing, isn't he subject to impeachment? I got impeached for a perfect phone call. Where are you, Republicans?
And remember, Hakeem Jeffries was up there trying to get Trump impeached.
Why not get it started? They'll be doing this to me, President Donald J. Trump. And he's absolutely right. I mean, can you blame President Trump? This is a guy who fights ceaselessly, tirelessly. I mean, he has solved so many of our problems within the first 18 months of his second term, and he's got so much more coming. He has ended how many wars? The Iranian war is practically over. He's going to get rid of the IRGC. I know he is, which is going to have immeasurable benefits on not only the U.S., but the entire world, the entire region, just like it was before the Shah was ousted in that coup led by the neglect and terrible execution of Jimmy Carter, the second worst president of all time. I mean, can you blame President Trump when you got a guy talking like this?
In the new Congress, we're going to have to do something about this Supreme Court. And let me be very clear. Everything is on the table, everything, to deal with this corrupt MAGA majority that is issuing political opinions that are designed to bolster the prospects of the Republican Party, and we will not allow them to succeed.
This guy literally has the personality of wet cardboard. Nobody can still name one thing that these Democrats have done besides hating Trump. They haven't achieved anything. I can't believe they even get a single solitary vote. And the only reason they do is because they've got a major mega propaganda machine known as the mainstream media that is advocating for them, fighting for them, making them look good every single day. Listen closely to what Hakeem Jeffrey Epstein just said. I mean, he literally confirmed everything Trump just said. They're going to absolutely throw everything in the kitchen sink at him, just like they did during the election, just like they've done for the past 10 years with Russia, and all sorts of impeachment garbage that they keep throwing at our president.
You and I speak for a living, Dan. We have for a long time. And I know that both of us throughout our careers have defended the concept of free speech. And yet, when we see the current climate, it's hard not to think that this is a runaway train. There's no brakes on this political rhetoric coming from the left towards President Trump.
Yeah, and there's not two sides to this. I can't emphasize this enough. there is no, there's a shame ecosystem on the right that you and I exist in, right? We're political commentators. I'm on the right side of the political aisle. I'm sure that's not a mystery to anyone. But there's a shame culture here where we don't want to be associated with people who pull us off our due north on our compass, right? We always want that lodestar of truth because we know, number one, we've grown up people skeptical of our ideas because we don't have academia, the entertainment community, and the mainstream media behind us as conservatives. So we have to be right all the time. And when it gets astray and we get away from that lodestar, you'll see a policing goes on. I can prove it. The left's been writing about it for the last 4 or 5 months. You know, MAGA, Civil War, and all that. It's, of course, it's hyperbolic and dramatic. But there is this policing effort that happens on the right. There is no corresponding effort on the left. Will, you've seen it. They'll give the perfunctory statements like, all political violence is... Yeah, we get that. We get that, dude. We get it. All political violence is bad. Now they're not even at that point. They've now graduated from that to the Hakeem Jeffries kind of Jimmy Kimmel, like double-barrel middle finger. Like, he's not kidding, Hakeem Jeffries. Like, I don't really give a damn what you guys say. I'm not apologizing. They now graduated to, you say what you want, do what you want. We don't care what happens to the president, and basically pound sand on the apology front, too.
You're in a unique position, Dan, here because of both of your last 2 jobs, capable of seeing this unique situation, which is, for example, Cole Allen, the would-be assassin of President Trump at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, his language in his manifesto was virtually indistinguishable from the language of the mainstream left. The stuff you might hear on other cable channels, the stuff you might even hear on Capitol Hill. And I, for one, think that illustrates the mainstream radical nature of the rhetoric on the left. Number 2, got to make it really hard for law enforcement to isolate out the fringe lunatics.
Well, if you look at the manifesto from the suspect in this weekend assassination case, it's insane, by the way, that when you and I are chatting, we have to talk about, well, what specific assassination case? Usually it's just none. And this, but right, which one? Was it 1 or 4? The past weekend, when you read the manifesto and then you read the some of the information that had come out from the subject who tried to breach the exterior at Mar-a-Lago just a couple of months ago, you'll notice that there's a similar pattern. It's all left-wing conspiratorial nonsense. This bile spewed by the way, mainstream figures in their movement against Donald Trump. This is easily, it's not even a close second, the most threatened man on planet Earth. And whether you voted for him or not, he's your president, man. That's just the way it rolls. I didn't like Barack Obama, all right, politically speaking. I was on his protection detail. I did my job. You know why we're not the third world? We used to say, you select them, we protect them. That's it. The left just cannot get past the fact that this guy is their president. They will not and cannot get over that fact, and that's why there's no effort to police that movement. But you're correct. The language is just regurgitated nonsense they hear from the mainstream media. And one last point on this. You know, having done so many of these PI cases, protective intelligence cases, when I was on the Secret Service side, when you interview these people, I think there's an assumption, oh, you know, normal people see through this stuff. They don't take this stuff seriously. You're assuming you're talking to normal people. There is an extraordinarily large group of not normal people on the left who hear this stuff and are just looking for ammunition to go and attack Donald Trump. You know, no pun intended, but sad in this case. And the left-wing media just keeps delivering it in boxes.
And I love how DeSantis actually called him out, too.
We're going to do maximum warfare against Republicans. Florida Republicans, you F around, you're going to find out all this stuff. And, you know, what I said was, listen, and he's like, oh, if you do the redistricting, we're going to take out all your members, we're going to do all this stuff. And what I said was, go ahead, make my day. You don't think we're going to... You want to come down here and spend money and in Florida, roll the dice and take your chances, but don't think that you can come down here, issue threats to us, and somehow you're going to make us flinch.
Whoa, so Hakeem, guys, he's getting exposed big time. All right, we do have breaking news. The stock market has just closed at another all-time high, historic high under President Trump. S&P, NASDAQ, and Russell hitting all-time highs. Take a listen.
Looks like we're going to get there, though. See what tomorrow brings. Spending it over time. We do have some earnings coming with Mike and Don.
All due to President Trump.
The bells bring an end to the trading day at the NYSE. No Kid Hungry doing the honors. And at the NASDAQ, Realloys closing out the day. Welcome to Closing Bell Overtime. We're live from Studio B at the NASDAQ market site. I'm Melissa Lee along with Mike Santoli. It was a risk-on rally today with S&P, NASDAQ, and Russell hitting all-time highs. The NASDAQ up 2%, S&P up about 1.5%. Semi is a standout once again on the back of strong earnings results from AMD. We'll hear.
Well, 401ks and the stock market is soaring under the leadership of President Trump. He continues to shock the world and shock the investors as the stock market is soaring. Many of you have begun investing from watching my show. I talk about investing in the stock market daily and how important it is just to be involved, take advantage of this economic boom. You don't need to really know what you're doing. At this point, it's just extremely easy. All you have to do is set up an account and just throw in a couple extra bucks here and there that you have into the market. These are very low risk things. It's just basically following the stock market. If you want to learn how to begin investing, we have a totally free offer right now. You can click the link below, or if you're watching this on your TV, you can take out your phone and scan that QR code. Just download the app. It's totally free to get started. It's never too late, and who knows, maybe you can even learn so you can help your children or your grandchildren as well. Personally, I started investing, and now my investments are up over $60,000. One of you guys even messaged me saying that you're up over $13,000. I believe this is the best time to start investing while Trump is president because he's the best leader and the stock market has been hitting record numbers under his leadership. So don't let this opportunity pass you by. Take it as your sign. It's totally free and I break it down easy for you. I even have a free tutorial that I created just for you. It's all in the description box or pinned in the comments. And I'm glad Caroline Leavitt actually called out Hakeem as well.
Now, yesterday, the White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt called out Democrats for their unwavering allegiance to this new radical wing of the Democratic Party. Take a look.
The Democrat Party's main constituency are made up of Hamas terrorists, illegal aliens, and violent criminals. That is who the Democrat Party is catering to, not the Trump administration and not the White House and not the Republican Party, who is standing up for law-abiding Americans, not just across the country, but around the world.
Now, these comments prompted this unhinged meltdown from the House Minority Leader, Hakeem Jeffries. Take a look.
We got Caroline Leavitt, who's sick. She's out of control. And I'm not sure whether she's just demented, ignorant.
Sick and out of control, demented, ignorant. Dude, watch your language, buddy. This is a woman who's pregnant, having a child. She's the youngest White House press secretary. And look at you, dude.
A stone cold liar or all of the above. But the notion that...
How much name calling can you do? Like, can't you speak with anything of substance instead of just name calling?
An official White House spokesperson would say that the Democratic Party consists of terrorists, violent criminals, and undocumented immigrants. This makes no sense. That this is what the American people are getting from the...
But it does make sense, though, because of sanctuary cities.
Trump administration in the middle of a shutdown.
All right, time now for our White House press briefing with White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt. I just have a funny feeling you might want to respond to all of this.
I sure would, Sean, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to do so. Look, Hakeem Jeffries is simply lashing out because he knows that I am telling the truth about the modern day Democrat Party. What I said, and it is a fact, is that the Democrat Party caters more to pro-Hamas terrorists, illegal aliens, and violent criminals. And let me walk Hakeem through the facts of that statement. When it comes to pro-Hamas terrorists, it was Hakeem's House Democrat caucus that voted against a resolution condemning the October 7th attack on Israel. It was Hakeem Jeffries' Democrat caucus that supported and encouraged the pro-Hamas protests that ravaged college campuses and engaged in illegal harassment of Jewish students across the United States of America under Joe Biden's administration. When it comes to illegal aliens, the American people know the truth about that. The Democrats allowed them to flood our country. Why? Because they view that constituency as their future voters. And when it comes to violent criminals, look at what the Democrats support in terms of crime. Soft on crime policies like cashless bail, like letting violent criminals out back into the streets so they can recommit violent offenses against law-abiding American citizens. The Democrat Party puts Americans last. That's why they overwhelmingly lost the election to President Trump and the Republican Party. And that's why they're holding this country hostage right now from law-abiding, tax-paying American citizens who want the government to be open. So Hakeem Jeffries should stop calling me names. He should stop trying to fight my boss, President Trump, and he should go back to doing what he was elected to do, the business of the American people in Congress, and encourage Senate Democrats to open the government. And I see Hakeem Jeffries saying House Republicans are out. They're not even here. Yeah, because they did their jobs and they passed a clean continuing resolution at the behest of President Trump to keep the government open. And now Senate Democrats and Chuck Schumer are blocking that to fight Donald Trump. And
they're absolutely ridiculous.
It's not just the media. It is the entire Democrat Party has made their pitch to voters across the country that Donald Trump poses an existential threat to democracy, that he is a fascist, and that they compare him to Hitler. I mean, these are despicable statements that the American people have been consuming for years. And so many mentally perturbed individuals are led to believe these words are truth and then are inspired to act on it. I have a whole host of examples that we can share with you after. It is pages and pages of major Democrat Party elected officials saying, such as Rep. Hakeem Jeffries just this month said, "We are in an era of maximum warfare everywhere all the time." Governor Josh Shapiro said heads need to roll within the administration.
Whoa.
Senator Alex Padilla said people are, quote, dying because of fear and terror caused by the Trump administration. Senator Elizabeth Warren, President Trump is making the country look like a, quote, fascist state. Senator Adam Schiff saying President Trump using a dictator playbook. Senator Ed Markey calling President Trump a dictator, saying that this administration's actions are authoritarianism on steroids. Governor J.B. Pritzker, never before in my life have I called for mass protest disruptions. These Republicans cannot know a moment of peace. You have Rep. Presley saying, "We'll see you in the streets." Rep. Monica...
"We'll see you in the streets" from Presley? I'm glad Caroline Leavitt's calling out all these Dems, because Hakeem Jeffries, my friends, he's got to stop with all this crap. Do you agree with Caroline Leavitt, or do you agree with President Trump? Do you think Hakeem Jeffries should be charged?
Should take some responsibility. Donald Trump and his supporters to Nazis, it's...
I mean, take a look. This is Jonathan Fay on this.
That somebody would take this to a level that would seem consistent with the rhetoric, because if they equate Donald Trump and his supporters to Nazis, it dehumanizes him to the point that it legitimizes violence. So the Democrats should take some responsibility. But I think Hakeem Jeffries, is not backing down, and they've realized that this is their only thing they have now, because they've lost a lot of these policy arguments. So everything has been reduced to just sort of this name calling, this extreme rhetoric, because they believe it's the most effective thing for them politically, which is just shameful, because it puts not just President Trump in danger, but everyone around him in danger. And an event like this should be just a fun event, and it was shaping up to be a fun event. And instead, people now have to be worried, are they going to be attacked? Are they going to be killed by just going to an event? It's really shameful, and the Democrats' reaction to it, it's hard to believe that, other than John Fetterman, no one really seems to be willing to take a step back on the rhetoric.
What?
Yeah, and actually, Hakeem Jeffries is even taking a step forward. Look at this. He said, F Donald Trump. But he didn't censor himself. He said the F word.
This disgusting video posted by the so-called president was done intentionally.
And he's calling him the so-called president. What does that even mean? He is the president. What, you don't want to acknowledge that? So you're calling him the so-called president? What an idiot. I mean, that should set that it's in itself should cause a censorship for him.
This disgusting video posted by the so-called president was done intentionally. Donald Trump.
And it wasn't posted intentionally. He's talking about that Obama picture that somebody else that a user on Truth uploaded, that when somebody on Trump's team posted a video, it like automatically scrolled to the next video. Trump didn't post that at all, dude. And you saying, oh, he posted intentionally? No, he didn't. I mean, you're just straight up like spreading stuff that's not even true. It's a joke. But it's like, yeah, he should tone down his language. Take a listen.
Hakeem Jeffries just came out and said, right before this, he said, we're in a maximum war. And then remember during the Big Beautiful Bill, he did his little braggadocio where he said, we're going to stop this. And he got a baseball bat, like he was going to club somebody. And then he came out after the attempted assassination. We got to lower the rhetoric. And then people said, yeah, you should lower the rhetoric. And then he went berserk. Said, I'm not going to back down. And there's something wrong with that guy. You know, when you look at him, his eyes spin when he's thinking for a thought like he's a deer in the headlights. It's really funny. So I don't want to suggest it's autism, but there's something, he's not connected. He's like Swalwell. Both of them don't seem connected to the surroundings, you know, the people.
I get a sense he tries to mimic Obama's cadence.
He does. Yeah. And I'm glad he's a minority leader because he's pretty inept.
Yeah, it actually would be crazy if he did become the majority leader, which is why the midterms are really important right now, because if this guy's up there as the majority leader, that's going to be crazy because he would actually have a lot more power up there, you know?
Form directed at anyone, whether that's the right, the left, or the violence in any form that.
And then look at his response to all of this.
Violence in any form directed at anyone, whether that's the right, the left, or the center, is unacceptable. Period. Full stop.
Do you guys agree with his kind of apology or, you know, his reaction to Trump nearly getting assassinated?
The notion that any of us are concerned with so-called criticism from these phony Republicans as it relates to anything that has been said, certainly as it relates to the comment related to maximum warfare everywhere, all the time, in connection with the redistricting battle that Republicans launched. I stand by it. You can continue to criticize me for it. I don't give a damn about your criticism. First of all, that phrase, maximum warfare, everywhere, all the time, came from the White House in the summer of 2025, when they started this redistricting battle. And now they're big mad. Why? Because Democrats have decided to finish it.
What are you talking about? Now, President Trump just came out to address the nation. Let's listen in.
We have the highest stock market in the history of our country by far, every single month. That's another thing you should camp. You know, they like to demean that. You know what the Democrats, well, that doesn't mean anything. That's just, no. That means jobs, and it means 401ks.
If you want to learn how to begin investing, we have a totally free offer right now. You can click the link below, or if you're watching this on your TV, you can take out your phone and scan that QR code. Just download the app. It's totally free to get started. It's never too late, and who knows, maybe you can even learn so you can help your children or your grandchildren as well. Personally, I started investing, and now my investments are up over $60,000. One of you guys even messaged me saying that you're up over $13,000. I believe this is the best time to start investing while Trump is president because he's the best leader and the stock market has been hitting record numbers under his leadership. So don't let this opportunity pass you by. Take it as your sign. It's totally free and I break it down easy for you. I even have a free tutorial that I created just for you. It's all in the description box or pinned in the comments.